Good morning. Good morning to all.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning. So, are we, ready to go? Or have we need to wait?
40 students have joined. We can start, ma'am.
Because today I can see only 42, 43 are there.
They are joining.
Yesterday it was more than 100. So, should we wait or should we start?
They are joining continuously. Another 2 minutes, they may join completely.
So, are they joining individually or are they joining in groups?
Some of them are joining individually.
Okay.
Some of them are in class. I think they will join in groups.
Okay, fine. So we will start. Yeah, students, yesterday we were actually doing the session on the application of AI, and we saw the healthcare industry, and also we saw that how the AI is basically used in healthcare. We focus mostly on that. Today we will also, and also in finance, certain part like insurance and all that I will cover today. So today we will look into the other field or other domain where AI is used. I will be taking you through some case studies, and then we will go through those cases. In between, if you want to have any query, you can just ask. Ma'am, can you enable the sharing, screen sharing?
Hello. Madam, I have enabled. Whether it's coming or
But it is saying the host has disabled the participant screen sharing.
Oh, because of students who were playing yesterday, no, I removed that multiple sharing. Just I will enable 1 minute.
Or maybe you can make me co-host, then it will be okay.
1 second, madam. I will just 21 participants all participant. Okay, I'll share it immediately.
Yeah, it's come now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry for it.
No issues, no issues, ma'am.
Because
so let's start, students. Let's hope that this will be a little, interesting session for you. So what we have done is I've taken a lot of good, interesting cases, which we can basically discuss in today's session and talk about the application of AI in different domain. Because see, the first thing is that before going through the technical sessions, which you will do with your trainers offline, you should know how it is used, what is the application of that. And that's where we are coming in picture. So we are connecting your theory with the application. So let's go ahead and see some of the applications. So yesterday we discussed in the healthcare how the Da Vinci surgery helped, how the Google has actually taken a kind of a project to help in the lung cancer and all those kinds. So today let us look into the other domain, how AI is used in other domain. But before we go ahead, I missed something yesterday, which I'm going to cover today. And that was basically that how AI is used in the day-to-day application. Where do we see? If we have to see around us, where do we find that this is a narrow AI or weak AI or strong AI, which is, surrounding us in our day-to-day life? So let us take some kind of a example of that. So when we are talking about application of AI in day-to-day life, AI is actually growing for past few decades. That means from 20 to 25 years, the AI research is going. There are a lot of innovation which is happening, and it is enabling people and business to achieve something which is unthinkable, which we might not have thought, but that is happening because of AI. So it is giving, AI is giving machine the power to think, evaluate, and take a challenging step forward in the world of computing. So adaptation of AI and machine learning in business have eliminated most of the repetitive tasks. Somebody asked me yesterday that what are the jobs or what about the unemployment issues because of the advancement in AI. So AI is basically trying to eliminate the repetitive task and give more specialized jobs to the people. So the focus is solving on more unique. Now, whatever development is happening, it is happening in the field of developing unique and critical problems. So artificial intelligence is a very broader term. It has a lot of subdomain. Yesterday, I was telling you about NLP, natural language processing, computer vision, machine learning. So many things are there. And then it is integrated with other technology like IoT, cloud computing, AR, VR, all those kinds, right? So let us take some example of day-to-day example which we see around us and which are using AI application. The first example in our smartphone, especially iPhone, you have face recognition. So the underlying technology behind the Apple security face ID is using something called neural network, one of the domain of AI. I'll repeat it. It's called neural network or neural engine. So the facial recognition system, especially on Apple A11, is actually generating a three-dimensional map when it takes, for example, the first time when you're taking the photograph, when you're trying to put it as your identity to open the phone or some application, it will make a 3D map of your face. Yesterday, I was discussing about lung cancer, how it makes. Similarly, your face 3D map is made. And it will match the facial map image during unlocking procedure. So it will work. Yeah, somebody has some question. So it's going to even work when users are wearing some accessories like glasses, scarf, or if the boys have grown the facial hairs, like for example, beard or something like that. So even if your face change, I remember one of the very funny, ad of Lenovo. So Lenovo was the first laptop which came up with the facial recognition, but they were not using AI at that time. But they showed in their ad where Saif Ali Khan was there, and he was lost in one of the island because his ship got wrecked, and he was there for some years, and when he returned back, nobody recognized him. Harinakshi ma'am, you can mute the participants. So they were not able to, nobody was able to recognize who he is, his family, his wife, nobody. But ultimately, he went in front of his laptop, Lenovo laptop, he opened. And Lenovo laptop immediately recognized his face and opened. So they showed through that ad that how strong is this, that even if you change your look, the entire world will not recognize, but the facial recognition system or the app will recognize you. So what I'm trying to tell you, student, here is that this particular AI is making a 3D dimensional map of your face, and it matches when you come in front, even though you have certain things changed. Maybe you've gone a little fatter on your face or something, maybe hairstyle is changed. But there are certain things which are unique. Like, for example, your eye retina, that will remain unique. It will not change. So that is where the thing is used. Next example is email. If you see the Gmail, which we widely use, artificial intelligence is using a smart email composition. Have you seen later that when you type now, for example, you are sending a mail to, let's say, gitansh1@gmail.com. And when you write dear, automatically it complete. And when you are making certain kinds of, it gives you suggestions. It gives you the quick reply feature on your Gmail based on machine learning algorithm and natural language processing, NLP. So NLP is widely used, which is one of the subdomain of AI, in email, where it basically allow you to write the answer. You don't have to think, it suggests you that this can be the answer. For example, you are saying that please attach the document for your reference, and you don't attach it. So when you are sending it, immediately it gives you a kind of a message saying that your attachment is missing. Do you still want to proceed? So these are some AI feature which there is being added into Gmail. Next very good example yesterday also I gave was Netflix recommendation system. Netflix uses AI and machine learning to give you recommendation. And this recommendation is what to watch next. And how does it do? It uses also the data analytics feature where they use the user past history of watching or viewing activity, and utilized also with the same time it takes that what you have watched in the past. How much time did you spend on every series? What is your liking? Apart from that, it also create a content rating system where it understand that how many people have watched that series. Depending on that, it rank it number one in India, number two in India, like that. And they say that because you watch this, you would like to watch this also. So these kinds of things where hundreds of metrics are considered by Netflix, which works as an underlying algorithm to give you a recommendation. This is the magic. You might be thinking that what is great in that? They might see our past history, and if somebody knows our past history, they will easily tell that, okay, this person liked more romantic movie. This person liked a movie with a serious, content. So, but they don't do like that. That content and history is one of the metrics out of 100. They also group you with the people who have the same kind of liking. So they make a persona of an individual person, individual watcher, and then they go ahead and give you that. The next very good example is your map, the Google Map. The Google Map also uses machine learning. And every day when you commute, it gives you an alert about traffic slowdown. It will also tell you how much time will it take. All these are not something great. It is a weak AI. You can say that. But what is actually happening is that in certain countries where the database is updated regularly by the government, the traffic database. In India, unfortunately, we don't do that on a real-time basis. But in foreign countries, especially in Europe, the transportation system is totally on the real-time basis updated. So it will go ahead and tell you the delay in the transportation system, like you're waiting for bus, flight, train, by factoring in the traffic status, even the weather conditions when it is very bad, like today, if you see in the Bangalore, the weather condition is little foggy and drizzling is happening. So during that time, if the traffic is going to be high, or if the traffic is going because of some kind of a construction work or something like that, it gives you an alert. So it says that. So that's the kind of AI it is using. Google search engine. We all use Google search engine. So Google search engine has something called predictive search algorithm. It's called predictive search algorithm. So what does the predictive search algorithm do? Whenever you try to search something on Google, you must have noticed that few search item is auto-populated. When you write, for example, you're searching for best MBA college in Bangalore, you write best MBA, and it understands that you are in Bangalore because of your IP address, you all know about this, and it understands, it gives you, so it's called local SEO, local search. So it auto-populate the search field. It gives you, like here you have written machine learning, and it will give you machine learning, neural network, all the things which are basically searched mostly by the people in this field. And Google autocomplete this feature. This is basically character by character. So whenever you write one character like MA, it will give you auto-population. Then you write machine, it will automatically complete that. So the Google is also using a combination of techniques, which is leading the search engine, including something of the AI, which is called neural network. In due course of time, students, you will be learning, and we will be taking sessions on neural network, deep learning, machine learning. All these are the advanced feature. For that, you need to have certain coding base, and then only we can go ahead with that. So how efficient the Google search algorithms are, it depends on all these kinds of techniques, the AI techniques like neural network, deep learning, everything is. So Google is no longer a dumb search engine, which is based on the word, key phrase which you are writing. It will try to understand that what actually you are trying or what is missing. Okay, so that's one example. Next example is e-commerce. E-commerce companies are actually struggling a lot to narrow down the search for the people to get more traffic and to retain those traffic on their site. So how do they get more traffic on their site? How do they retain, and how do they make sure that they have a high conversion rate? High conversion rate means that the people who come to their site should buy. They should not just browse. So they will buy only when they are searching. Whatever they are searching is available to them in a very, very short time. So when you are searching for something, let's say like that, I want to search, I'm looking for a red bag, right? Now, I'm not very specific. I just wrote on the e-commerce, let's say on Amazon search engine, red bag. So what it will do is Amazon has introduced AI and machine learning. And what it does, it tried to improve and narrow down my search by giving me all kinds of red bag and those who are very popular and those who are in demand, which are in demand, because they may have thousands and thousands of red bag being listed on their site by the sellers. So they basically give you the best options in terms of price, in terms of, let's say you have not applied any filter, then in terms of popularity, they give you, or the best deal. They give you that understanding so that you can search. So when you, as I said, that the red color bag instantly is popping up here. So this is called indexing. So Google, like search engine, Google search engine, the e-commerce search engine also do indexing of the most popular bags in every categories, or most popular products in every categories, by and most product which is highly in demand. So all these are matched and then the results are shown to you. The next very good example is video gaming. Today, Xbox, or you take, Nintendo or whatever you are using, AI and machine learning is widely used in video games. And it basically tried to provide you a challenging experience. So the best example in this is that when you are playing and you have a player in the form of AI. So AI basically try to match the level you are in. If you are in a beginner, suppose you're playing chess and the computer is your opponent. So the computer with AI chess games will try to understand your level and accordingly it will play with you. So it has to match your level. It cannot be an expert and you are a beginner. So that's how the computer games are widely using AI. Then the best example around us is the personal assistant like Alexa or Google Home. So with improvement, now Alexa and all these are based on speech recognition system, sound. So how sometimes what happens when you speak and you tell something to Alexa, it may not understand your language, your pronunciation, or the way you speak. It will not be very, very clear. So how does it respond? It happens with us also as a human being. When somebody is speaking to us, we don't understand many times what they are speaking, because the pronunciation, there will be some regional accent in that. So how do we understand? So the Alexa has this speech recognition system, which can take even a minute anomaly in the speech, or a different kind of speech, or maybe grammatically you are speaking something wrong, pronunciations are wrong, there's an accent in that, still it can provide. So it's not looking for perfect English. Okay, so that's where the voice assistants using the best AI example in our real life. And it is also using the NLP. So the NLP basically allow you. And even the Alexa is not something which is where you have, it will answer you only certain predefined questions. For example, if you're asking which is the best movie today, or all these, they can rank and they can tell you. But what if you ask something very silly? I do this exercise actually in the class. So what I do is I ask the students who have iPhones or maybe Alexa or something, I ask them, okay, take out your iPhones and ask Siri, can you marry me? And this is something which the voice assistant, if it is predetermined or pre-programmed with certain predetermined FAQ, it will say, sorry, I don't understand you. I don't get you. But it doesn't say like that. And if some 7-8 students having iPhone are asking, all 7-8 responses they will get. Some will get, oh, I'm not of your time. It's not in my contract. Okay. So this is how the Siri uses its intelligence, and depending on your personality, what it draws, it basically gives you the answer. Let us see some video on this.
Everyone is talking about artificial intelligence today. But what is it? How and when is it going to have an impact in our lives? Artificial intelligence, or AI for short, is a branch of computer science. It deals with the stimulation of intelligent behavior in computers. AI is a suite of technologies where machines automatically learn and adapt to a specific environment. Artificial intelligence is playing a major role in industry, business, society, and even in our everyday lives. From deep learning to natural language processing, we interact with AI in one way or another on a daily basis, sometimes without realizing we are doing it. Robots can now take on many of the most repetitive jobs performed by humans with more accuracy and much faster. But robots are not the only ones with embedded AI. AI will let humans switch to more skillful and better jobs. It only requires some training and new skills. But isn't life a constant learning process after all? Humans will be able to work less hours, having more free time to enjoy life, family, hobbies, and friends. Consumer examples of AI today: Amazon's Alexa and Samsung's Bixby, responding to voice command. Netflix, recommending programs based on the user's viewing history and preferences. Business examples of AI today: virtual assistants for responsive customer service, machine learning algorithms for better analysis of business performance, smart robotics for more efficient supply chains. Today, these simple and early examples of AI belong to what we now call narrow AI. Narrow AI are systems designed by humans to carry out specific tasks. In the future, data growth, greater computational power, 5G networks, increasingly mature cloud platforms, and more sophisticated software will move AI to the next level. General AI, but not so fast. Before we get there are challenges to overcome. Concerns over data, system bias, and security top the list. Let's have a look at some facts. AI market is projected to reach 70 billion by 2020. AI is going to have a transformative effect on consumers, enterprises, and governments in the near future. AI is going to impact our lives in an unimaginable way. Nearly 8 in 10 leading CIOs, CTOs, and heads of IT agree that AI will have a transformative impact on their organization over the next 3 to 5 years. For 54% of business leaders, the primary aim of deploying AI is to free staff for higher value work. 65% of business leaders today are considering or piloting AI projects. It will take 3 to 5 years for those AI projects to become a reality. It means there is enough time to learn new skills and be ready for 2024. The global AI market is forecast to reach a valuation of over 3 trillion by 2024. But before that happens, there is plenty we have to learn before we can co-live and co-work with AI.
So I just showed this video because there was a concern yesterday by a student saying that how it's going to impact our job or employment. So this is where the employment, you people have some time where you can develop the skills which are needed, new skills. Instead of learning the repetitive task of banking or repetitive task of doing certain things which machine will overtake. So you need to be a specialized, holder of some certain skill sets. Otherwise, there's the world which is full of competition, and there's a lot of time which you can waste and go in different direction and do nothing. So even if you are in business, so this is what I wanted to tell you. Let's now look into how AI is used in agriculture. Now, maybe yesterday when I was doing the session, I was thinking that okay, I'm talking about US, okay, or maybe the advanced country, but we also have to see that how this AI is used in India also. So I'm going to focus on that also. Let's look into the AI in agriculture. Now, how AI is transforming agriculture. Agriculture is the oldest profession of in the entire world. It is the oldest industry, and until down the agriculture 200 years back, if you can say. Now, agriculture started with 1.0, which was a era of manual farming, assisted by cow, horse, farmers. Today, we have reached to a level where technology, which is called agri-tech technologies, are making agriculture reach to something which level
Shut up your mouth.
I think there are some, students who are trying to disturb.
Yes, madam. Sorry. I'm just controlling
They're not
still.
interested, they can always leave. There's no force because learning should never come.
Harinakshi madam,
Yes,
please
sir.
talk to Sam. Please talk to whoever is the coordinator.
Okay.
Indiscipline cannot be tolerated.
I'm sending the
This is
message.
critical on Kripanidhi. This is going wrong on Kripanidhi. I want it to be escalated to the director, the principal. That means they have taken students who are indisciplined. They don't want to learn. They want to create a this. I cannot pull down my I'm professor. I want this explanation from the college immediately by today evening in my desk. I've been noticing I'm getting. That means the college is not interested. The coordinator is least bothered. They are doing their own job. What is this? I thought Kripanidhi is a very, very well-established college. What is this? Harinakshi madam, please take it up very seriously.
Okay,
Sorry,
sir,
ma'am.
I'm
On behalf of Kionix, I'm very sorry that this behavior is happening from the college, ma'am. I'm very sorry, ma'am.
It's okay, but students, I want to tell you that if you're not interested, it is okay. You can always, leave, or you can just think about something and sit if you have to forcibly sit. But don't disturb the people who are really serious about themselves. If you're not serious, you want some pastime, and to happen, or just to show that this is the skill set which you have, then in that case, it is better that you respect the time of the other students over there, okay? And don't disturb. And if you have any query, we are here to, respond to that, right? I'm in between, I'm just reading your, certain good comments, like Hafida has given such a nice comment. She's saying that AI is time consuming and it has many pros. At the same time, if the technology increase, the 5G or 6G comes, what about the health sector? Isn't that harmful if the radiation, another lifestyle disease because of this, how to recover this all? So it's a very nice question, Hafida. Your concern is really good because AI, technology has pros as well as cons, right? At the same time, when you are saying that AI is time consuming, so I'm sorry to, defer with your thought that AI is not at all time consuming. Developing AI can take certain time, but the main objective of AI and computation world is to reduce the time and efforts and increase the efficiency and accuracy. So AI is not going to be the time consuming because let me tell you, Hafida, one example from India itself, right? So we visited Volvo factory and we found that they use AI technology to reduce the time of delivery to the customers. Initially, what used to happen that the car is manufactured in it's an assembling industry. So it was manufacturing in 3 processes: chassis, engine, and body. So the chassis is made, and engine is made, and body, and then it is assembled. And then once it is assembled, it go for painting. Now the car will get assembled very fast, but in order to get the car painted, which was a manual process, used to take certain days. You have to do the base coating, then you have to do polishing, you have to do, and it will take some time to dry. And it will be not very, the finishing also will not be very good because it was done by human laborers. And human laborers are subjected to fatigue and all those kinds. And they will not work day and night to complete a finished product. So they started doing something called robotic arms to start doing the painting. And the process which used to take certain days, 10 to 15 days, is now brought to certain hours. And within few hours, the entire the painting, polishing, finishing, everything is done marvelously now by the 3D painting technology involved in every company I'm taking. I'm just telling about my personal experience, which I saw. And that's how the productivity and everything, the operations are becoming more efficient, it's speed up and everything is good. But yeah, there is a concern about the kind of radiation, the health. But at the same time, when the AI is developed, these are also a certain area where researchers are working. So there's a set of people who are working on those areas that what is the harmful effect of these technology on us, because the technology will have certain radiations or certain kinds of harmful impact. Like for example, if you sit in front of the computer for a long time, you may develop eyesight problem, you may develop a lot of things. So there is a branch of science which has come in management called ergonomics, which deals with this. And there is also a set of researchers which are dealing with, and that is where the revolution is coming, and we are coming up with something called green technology. The green technology, where the harmful effect of technology on human health or on the environment is the area where they are working and trying to reduce that. Okay, I'm going to give you example also in due course. One of my topic is climate change in this particular session. So please wait for that and see how the Google is using. Somebody is also asking Sai Vikrant, ma'am, is there any backup idea to deal with the AI if it goes wrong in the future? Yeah, obviously. See, AI is initially when it is developed, they basically do lot of trial, and until and unless it is not perfect, they don't commercialize it. So commercialize only happening at a prototype stage. Like when you are doing a project, you will have a prototype of the product developed, and that prototype will be tested by the client, by many people. And after the testing is done and it has been clear, like for example, Google car, driverless car, Waymo, it is called, the project is called Waymo, WYMO. And that car is being running in California, in Mexico, in the very difficult terrain. They have tried in very difficult and rainy, foggy seasons where the normal human driver can't drive. They have tested the car for around 6, even Tesla has done that for 6 years. But the car is not ready to commercialize in the market, reason being the legal framework. The legal framework in any country is not ready for driverless car, technology as a driver. So that's the reason why they don't have that kind of a trust on the technology, that whether if the sensor failed, and suppose a car met with an accident and the car is coming on the own, you are sitting in the office and you're calling the car comes out on its own. There is nobody in the car is driving on its own. What if there is a kind of an accident, not maybe because of the car, or maybe the sensor failed, or a human driver, causing an accident with a technology-driven car? Who's responsible? Is it because at present the legal is based on human driver and their fault? But if the technology drivers are driving, who's at fault? Will the person who owns the car will be at fault? Will the case will be filed on that? And then he will say that I was not there in the car. I was just sitting in my office and calling the car. You have to hold Google responsible. Google built this car. So Google technology failed. So our legal system is not ready until and unless we are not very sure about it. It is not. Have you seen, the robots basically working in a daily, day-to-day life in Japan? Yes, Japan is very, very. It's a country which is very forward, or it's number one in robotic engineering. They have developed robots to do work, daily routine jobs. But when it comes to specialized or general AI, which I yesterday spoke about it, we are not using the robots to do certain kinds of a job. We are especially relying on human beings to do. So let me tell you that human brains are the most complicated, most intelligent machine which is made by God. There is something which I don't think anybody can build, which is something called consciousness. So I don't know how far it is going to go ahead, but any system which is commercialized, it is made available to the people. They may have certain limitation, but mostly it will be error-free. It will be accurate, like a kind of a Six Sigma. So let's go into AI in agriculture. So as I was telling you that industrialization has launched AI agriculture 2.0. Farmers were started using tractors, machines. Human labor was replaced by machines and all. Then we had currently the algorithm agriculture 3.0, where biotechnology started giving farmers modified seed to come out with certain kinds of good product, like for example Lay's by Pepsi's. the Lay's chips which you have, which you eat, is a modified and patent seed. So the Gujarat farmers grow that, and Pepsi has a copyright on that. So they grow that modified seed, and with that, the potato which grows will come out with the crispy chips. That's why the Lay chips has that kind of a taste. So that was the era of agriculture 3.0. Now we are coming into agriculture 4.0. And this is an era which we call precision agriculture. So 5G technology, IoT, robotic, AI, and the drones, all these are widely, and even the analytics. These are all integrated into agriculture, and now it is called precision agriculture. I'm going to talk about that in this. So we will be taking some examples also. The idea behind the precision agriculture is that the farm is not one homogeneous aggregate. That means not all kind of farmings are same. So you cannot apply the same method. There can be significant variation across the farm, which can be related to soil condition. Soil condition may differ from one farmland to the other. The pest, the kind of pest which affect the crops, even the seed which is dropped on the soil to make it and to grow into plant, that also may vary. So you need to have a better sense and respond to every micro detail of the farming so that you can come out with the best crop and best yield. So the farmers need more efficient use of input. They also need the input of water, chemicals which are within the soils, and also the weather conditions, the climate which is best for what crop, kind of crop, the rainwater, conditions, and then only they can come up with a higher output in terms of crop quality, crop volumes, yield, and all. So what AI is doing? So AI technology, such as computer vision and data from IoT devices, the embedded IoT sensors, and robotic, are basically trying to improve and come out with a precision agriculture, so that the farmers, like in India, we have heard in the news that a lot of farmers are dying because their crops are destroyed because of the pest. The crop are destroyed because of the heavy rain or no rain at all. So how do we make a prediction and make sure that the crops which the farmers are growing should have a better output in terms of quality and yield? So AI is helping in this. These technologies are deployed on the ground as well as on the sky. Now let's see how it is done. So on the ground, the companies like John Deere. John Deere is a company which is in smart tractors. In India also, they have a good market, but at present they have not launched the smart tractor in India because of low demand. Our farmers are not so educated as European farmers, but European farmers are using the smart tractors with inbuilt AI and smart harvesters. So cameras to the tractor, there are cameras which are fitted on these thing. These cameras, what they do is they take the picture of everything, and they also have a camera beneath this. The camera will look, and it is so highly precise camera that it can take a picture and look beneath what is underneath, which a farmer can't see. So AI trained also to distinguish between a crop and the weed, because most of the time along with the crop, this is a major problem many farmer faces, there is a weed which grows. Okay, so the weed is also looked into. The cameras to the tractors can take a picture of everything which is underneath. AI will distinguish between a crop and a weed and direct an automated spray to be applied on that weed to kill the weed, because of it will hinder the growth of the real crop. So that's a major problem which AI is dealing with. So it is also called smart harvesters. So smart harvesters are utilizing the digital camera, the computer vision to where it can also go ahead and spray wherever the pesticides are needed. Those plants only it will identify the area of the farming land where the pesticide is needed. Only that area has been sprayed with pesticides. Not all, because the pesticides again will hinder the growth of the crop. So that is one thing where it is doing with the help of the vision, computer vision, and the AI. It will target only those plants which needed the herbicides. The machine learning is also going beyond, and it is basically doing something which is called the analyzing the image of the grain the image, like this is wheat. So they analyze the image of the grain and also understand which are the wheat grains which are already damaged. So in the machine settings, what they do is they try to have a grain which is harvested without blemishes, or distinguish between the grain which is spoiled and the grain which is not. So they are able to segregate that for the farmers. So these computer vision systems can be trained on millions of images. Yesterday I was telling you about red apple and the green apple. So you have to feed the data of all kinds of possible image from all angles as a data set to AI. Because AI, more variety of data you give it, better results it will give. So farmers are beginning also to do something called embedded IoTs. What this embedded IoT will do, they are using this IoT in the soil, underneath the soil, near the root. And what it will do is these sensors will understand the level of everything, like nitrogen, moisture, temperature, the level of oxygens. And this data, this sensors will send this data, like it can measure, as I said, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, so that it can send those data to the application, and the application which is residing on the cloud. And this cloud will have an application which will understand how to apply the fertilizer and at what amount and at what spot. So what kind of fertilizer is needed basically. So what is happening now, we have in the sky agricultural drones. These are all smart equipments. And these drones are again deployed, which has a map, GPS, to survey the crop and apply the fertilizers and the pesticide in the targeted manner. It will not put the fertilizers and the pesticide on all crops. And then also the drones have to realize what is the field area of a particular farmer. A farmer will own a 1 acre land. So it should know the boundary area. So through GPS, it is feeded, and the drone is fitted with GPS system, digital cameras, and it is programmed with AI to stay within the boundary of the farm and also understand which is the particular crop in the area which need pesticide or fertilizers. So using a computer vision, these images analyze and do the condition of the crop in the micro area. So all these knowledge to the farmers allow the farmer to take an intelligent action. Also, the irrigation systems are also nowadays done in certain countries with the help of drones. So the drones it is fitted with a tank and nozzles, and it try to not only spray the fertilizer and pesticides in the intelligent way, but the intelligent farm machines are also using the irrigation in the intelligent areas where the irrigation is required. So IoT sensors, smart, the drones, and all these are substituting each others and making the precision farmings. And the expenses also is reducing. AI is using a predictive analytics. This is for those students who are doing the data analytics. So predictive analytics helps the farmer in doing forecasting. Predictive means prediction, that what is the future, how much crop they are going to grow in that field, and predict that what will be the future demand of this. Also, it helps the farmers to understand the price fluctuation and also the demand of the particular crop and what is the potential of that particular crop, and accordingly it will give the best profit for the crop, and they decide which crop to grow. So in India, the ITC is actually, I will tell about India also, and there are a lot of states have actually integrated or in association with big IT companies are using or deploying AI and the AI technologies for coming with sustainable and productive farming. So I'm just going to give you a site which you can go and watch yourself, or maybe next, if I have a time, I will show you. So you can go to John Deere Agriculture Farming in UK, and you can see that how they are using AI. A farmer can just sit in one room, and the tractor on its own, they have autonomous tractor. An autonomous tractor will do the harvesting, will do the everything for farmers, and the farmers can watch and monitor on their screen, smartphone, and guide also and do something. So this is how they are doing. Let's see this.
When you start out in the spring, you work the soil and it just smells so fresh when you till it up, and it's just the greatest smell. When I started farming, there basically was no technology. Every tractor was driven manually, everything was done manually. You'd be planting, you had to follow a line. If the sun was wrong, you would lose the line. Darkness, you couldn't see your marks. Moisture, you couldn't see your mark. Then you'd get squiggly rows. My name is Doug Nims. I'm a farmer from Blue Earth, Minnesota. I'm a fourth generation farmer, and I raise approximately 2,000 acres of corn and soybeans. I really never thought I would see an autonomous tractor in my farming career. For me, it was really exciting the first time I got to take the autonomous tractor to the field, swipe my phone, watch the tractor start with no one in the cab, start doing tillage, come to the end of the field, turn on the end, do the tillage just as well as I can do myself with no one in the cab. I can pull up the app, I can monitor the tractor, see how much of the field it's gotten tilled, I can check the fuel level, I can check the app to see how much of the field is left. If there was something in the field that it wasn't sure about, the tractor will stop and alert me. Is this something I can go around? Do I need to go out and remove an object from the field? The app gives me all this information so I can monitor everything very closely. On farms, labor is always a challenge. We need labor for lots and lots of hours for short periods of time. The auto steer and technology has helped reduce our labor load, which makes my life a lot easier. Autonomy will help because we will be able to put a tractor out in the field and let it run for 24 hours a day because it's not manned. But it also helps us with the weather because we can run so hard when soil conditions are fit. The thing that excites me the most about autonomy is not be locked in the tractor cab all day. It will just allow me to run my business better because I can just pay closer attention to other tasks. Now we'll be doing the jobs that we always wanted to get done but never had time to because we were in the cab all the time. Farmers are fairly traditional, but I have a feeling that once they try it, it will become very accepting of it. I think the tractor can do a better job than I can do. Autonomy, it's going to be a life changer for me.
So I will also show you that how drones are basically using AI to target the, your what you call the irrigations and spraying of pesticides. I recommend that students should go to the site. John Deere is actually bringing a lot of revolution in the precision agriculture. And let's see how in India what we are doing. Okay. So what is artificial intelligence in Indian agriculture? Let me tell you, when I was doing research on this last year, I wrote a paper and it was published in Scopus. And this was a paper about Indian agriculture and precision, agriculture using AI and IoT. During that time, when I was studying, I just got some results for you. So I found that government is doing a lot. Indian government during 2021 and 2021 to 22 has allocated a lot of funds. I think it was under the tune of more than 1,750 crores, and now it is like more than 2,000 crores to the states for introducing new technology, which includes drones, artificial intelligence, even to an extent blockchain, and remote sensing, GIS in agriculture. The government has allocated this kind of a fund this year on research purpose, around more than 7,000 crores, respectively, to a body called ICAR, which is Indian Agriculture Research Institutes, for undertaking a research and development in agriculture with the help of new technology, which is called precision agriculture. So the ICAR is now collaborated with Microsoft, and they have come out with the Microsoft ICAR. What they're doing is they're developing artificial intelligence based system to help farmers in the state of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Telangana. And this again is in collaboration with ICRI, which is International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics, where the rainwater is less. So Microsoft has developed an AI sowing app, which you can see online, and it is powered by Cortana, their intelligent assistant. And it is the machine learning with the help of BI, the business analytics, right? Business intelligence, which we say, analytics. So the app send sowing advisory to a participant farmers, and also tell them which is the proper date and the proper weather condition to sow the seed. The farmer don't need to install any sensor in their field in this way, and don't need to do any kind of expenditure in terms of putting IoT or drones or something. All they need is a feature phone or smartphone, which can just enable them to receive a text message. So what they do is, after laying the initial infrastructure like smart agriculture, Microsoft has also taken a further step toward cutting edge, healthcare based app called Intelligent Cloud or Intelligent Edge, EDGE. This technology is the part of Microsoft Cortana intelligence suites, and they're using machine learning, satellite imagery, which is available for weather forecast. And this satellite imagery is, is used in advanced analytics to give a prediction about the weather conditions and help the farmer take preventive measures. So this app not only send the sowing advisory to the farmers who are using this, also telling them that what are the date to sow. They also, through their cell phone, the farmer receive activities through the text messages which are sent by Microsoft using the cloud and AI technology. They enable them to do precision agriculture, which I showed you, which is used in mostly in Europe or in UK. They help the farmer with taking informed decisions. So there's a difference. You take a decision and you take informed decision. So they tell. So I'll just tell you one of the students. His name is Fazil, and he started a company, AI startup, which is this. He's got a lot of actually appreciation from the government, and he is putting the Indian farms on an autopilot mode. He started a company which is based in Bangalore, and HSR. You can go and always you can contact him. He is very helpful. I called him for my college, where he actually told the students that with less, he came out with something called frugal innovation. With less, how you can do more. With a very less investment, he has come out with AI and ML contribution. He has also hired, now he has a company with more data scientists, and in the future is going to where he is going to help the farmers with seed. how to modify seed, what kind of seed is good for what kind of soils. And this is activity where he's doing the soil testing. So soil testing doesn't require a soil sample. You just have to install a particular device, which you can see in the picture. And with the help of that, the camera and all, it can take the soil image and understand the moisture level, all kind of components like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, oxygen, which is required for a plant to grow, and what kind of seed is suitable for that. It will also help in doing the prediction. Stop doing this, students. So the next example again, a very good example is called Aquabite. Aquabite is a company which was started as a project by Princeton graduate. And they are required to do a project to complete their engineering. And they came out with a project which became a company now, a full-fledged company. And the company is called Aquabite. It's a Silicon Valley company in the US. And they use machine learning and computer vision to come out with now they are a $250 billion company now. And it is in the fish farming. And the company success is that they are using machine learning along with a collaboration with marine biologist. And it is in Norway. So Norway is famous for a fish called salmon, which is a very expensive fish. All over in the world, they basically export this fish, and the farmers are using the fish farming, and the salmon farming is very old industry in Norway. So the farmers basically used to use their experience and manage the fish by intuitions. And this salmon farming was done in 10 to 50 pens. If you see these rings in the picture, this ring is nothing called pen. This circle ring is pen. In each pen, there will be some thousands, or depending on whatever is the size of the salmon, will grow. And this is being monitored by the farmers in the Norway. Now, each pen will hold around 2 lakhs fish. It looks very small to you in the picture, but it is actually very big. And these are owned just in Norway, unlike in India, where the fishers or fishermen can go in the sea and can take any area depending on whatever their understanding. But in Norway, it doesn't happen like that. They have to buy a particular pen. Pen means area in the sea, which they circle, they put a pen around that, kind of a fence around that, circular fence, and that they have to rent it. They can't buy that. They have to rent it from the government. They pay rent to the government on that pen. And in that pen, they grow and they cultivate the salmon fish, right? So the farmer actually had a lot of challenges in this. The challenges are that how much to feed the fish, how healthy are the fish, what is the weight distribution of the fish in each pen, when to harvest, when the fish is ready to harvest and take out from the pen and sell it. So Aquabite, what they did, their mission is to bring the power of data, machine learning, to help the farmer answering these questions more intelligently and bringing more profitability and sustainability. So the technologies, which is very similar to drone and autonomous car, they use the same concept. So Aquabite AI, artificial intelligence, which is basically because each pen has a computer, it has a camera. So the camera take the picture. So the computer vision, which brings a lot of images, they are basically also using a technique of AI called neural network. So this algorithm or neural network, along with the computer vision, which the images come from the camera in the pen, train the AI model in collaboration with the expert knowledge of marine biologists and help to do something which is very unique. So what they are basically doing is they test also the water condition, the particle in the water, and also the AI model increasingly becoming very, very accurate in this. So they have now very accurate system. The AI farmers using the camera, which is attached with the GPU, right? Graphical processing unit in the center of the pen. And the camera take continuous image of salmon fish, analyze them on a real-time basis, and they process these farming and the number of fishes in the pen. And they can see, because the farmers, if they have to take a decision, they can only with the human vision, they can see the 5% of the top layer of the pen. They can't analyze the fish which is at the bottom of the pen. So AI model analyzing all kinds of images for every fish which is in the pen and take the data. This also come out with something called biomass. Fish biomass is the distribution of the fish in each pen by weight and volume. How much is each fish weighing and what is the volume of the water? Can they be there? Or what is the biomass? So biomass measure is happening with the help of this information is helping the farmers deciding when to harvest the pen and give them a better revenue of that. So they are analyzing that data across the pen, and they are also analyzing that when is the best time to go for a sales cycle. Also, there is something which it is doing is called lice counting. The sea lice count, the lice, number of lice per fish. The lice is something which is a kind of a pest, which hinder the growth of the, what you call the fish. It will kill the fish. So they have to actually count the number of lice. And according to the Norway government, they also have to report the lice count to the government. Because lice is all those pests or small kinds of insects which basically kill or put a disease in the fish and does not allow the fish to grow to a maximum level. So AquaBite machine learning technology is trying to help the farmers count every lice in the pen. And the farmer can then do that and can do manually catch or kill those lice with the help of this prediction or this data. And it's a very both labor intensive industry. So sea lice is causing, as I said, a lot of physical damage to the fish. If you take a corrective action at the correct time, the lice number will drop, and it will actually, it has come out with 15% of the salmon which were dying because of lice. They have improved on that. So the third one again is called palate detection, which is the percentage of feed which you have to give it to the fish to eat. Fish has a particular habit. If you keep on feeding fish, they will keep on eating that. They will not stop. They will not, it's like unlike human being, when you're hungry, you're eating. When you're full, you will stop eating. The fish will keep on eating, and ultimately it is going to create a problem with the fish if they overeat. So what happens? They spell it and make the farmers understand how much to feed and how much is eaten by, because you are dropping the feed into the pen, and there can be certain fish which will grab the feed and certain fish which will not be able to grab. So it will tell that which are the, how much now they have to target the feed in which area, so that the fish which have not eaten well can eat the feed. So it also helps in the reduction of feed waste because not much is requiring that. So this is Norway to Scotland to Canada and many other countries now. This aquaculture is growing, and the machine learning, this company AquaBite is actually spreading their wings in all these countries. They're using the machine learning AI model, and salmon is the best salmon which is grown, best profit which the farmers can derive off of it. So that's how this. I'll show you from this.
Agricultural technologies have made farming much more productive, safe, and environmentally friendly. Innovative ideas and intriguing concepts. Here are 15 farming technologies that are next level. Number 15, AquaBite. Managing a large-scale fish farm is by no means an easy task. And thanks to the fact that thousands of fish are typically kept in one pen, it can often be hard to determine many of the specifics surrounding one's fishy assets. However, AquaBite is trying to fix this problem by offering fish farms a high-tech camera-powered system that can pick up on not only how many fish are in a pen, but also how many sea lice are present, how much fish are eating, and how large the fish in the pen currently are. AquaBite can use this information to suggest feed amounts based on fish size and activity. This is useful because it takes guessing out of fish feeding and allows the fish farmers to make more informed decisions on how much food to give their fish. This ultimately leads to less wasted food and greater profit margins for the fish farmers, thus making it an all-around win-win situation.
Okay. So this is the one. about the Aquabite. Now, is there any question? I'll look into some question. So Sai Vikrant has asked, what happened when the program that can rewrite its own code diverged from the intention of its creator to achieve its goal? Very nice question. Sai Vikrant, this is a possibility. And this possibility is there when machine learning actually helps the machine to rewrite certain codes, right? So that's general AI or strong AI. I'll tell you an example what happened. In 2017, Facebook was developing the chatbots for financial advisor. And they use machine learning. And they found that the chatbots themselves developed a communicating language. You can see this videos available on YouTube. And the Facebook chatbot started communicating in a very secret language which they developed. And because of this, because they developed this code, it became very evident to the Facebook engineers that they're going to do something which they are not programmed to, which can be harmful also. So they have to destroy that lab. So there is a possibility that the artificial intelligence, the general AI, which I told you about, the strong AI, not the weak or narrow AI, all these examples which I'm showing is the examples of mostly the narrow AI. But if you're talking about general AI, where a program will develop the code itself from the data or unstructured data and all, so where there is a possibility that there can be a kind of code developed by the machine and do something which they're not supposed to do. So that possibility is already there. Okay, so that's something which the companies are looking forward, and they are trying to test every time and monitor that whether there is something unusual happening, because the machines have developed the code on its own and doing something where they're not supposed to destroy them. So that's also a possibility which is happening. Let's look into the application of AI in finance. Now, I will take one case study of Lemonade. Lemonade is a company, insurance company in US, and they in Manhattan, they are located. And in Manhattan, there is a very unique policy, government policy, that every landlord which has to give a house on a rent, they have to first insure the renter. Unlike in India, we don't require, but that's a compulsory regulation in India. So where do you buy? Now, a renter need to go for an insurance. Now, where do you buy the needed insurance quickly and easily? And it should have less premium, because you're not getting any benefit out of it. So at Lemonade, they opened an app, and this app, it has a chatbot called Maya, and this chatbot basically does what? So the chatbot will greet you and ask you, once you download this, will ask you a few questions and analyze your data based on that questions. And after her analysis, that analysis appears on the screen also. The Lemonade interaction with they will interact with they are aggregators. So they will interact with the brokers and the middlemen. And, they will eliminate the possibility of the broker and the middleman, and they will basically analyze what is your requirement. And the company relies on AI for everything. For what? For assessing risk. What is the underwriting policies? What is the offering payment terms? What is the handling and assessing claim process? And also try to understand the fraud. So this company was founded in 2015. Lemonade is an insurance startup company which is using AI to basically analyze the customer need and understand. They are also rated very high on the customer satisfaction because of that what kind of insurance is perfect for them. There are hundreds and thousands of insurance companies offering thousands of varieties of insurance with different kinds of risk, different kinds of payment terms, different kind of claiming process. So Lemonade, once they get all the need of the customers, they analyze which is the best policy for them. So especially the millennials, the people who are below the age of 35 are using it. It's becoming a very popular for them. So they are the people who are looking for insurance, and they basically interact with the Lemonade. And there are two kinds of bots which are there in the Lemonade. One is AI Jim and AI Maya. So the bot is backed up with AI powered decision making, because it will make a decision for you. It will shortlist certain kinds of insurance which is best for you. So they are making decision for you that which insurance is best. So they are analyzing the data which you have provided to them when they ask you certain questions. Like Maya is going to ask you certain questions and understand what is your need, how much you can pay premium, and what kind of claiming process you're looking forward for, and what is your objective. And then the Maya help the customers, buying policies, making changes in them, customizing those policies, because there's a certain insurance company which can customize and personalize the insurance for you, and will also quote the premium which you can pay. It will also try to help you in processing the payment. So the bot help with also with the landlord to offer them the policies, and which they can, basically prefer and tell the renter to take that policy. Then there is an AI gym. So what the AI gym does is, the AI gym basically focus on claiming process. So when somebody is wanting to claim, the policy holders will have a lot of issues when they want to claim. There can be a fraudulent claim also, somebody fraudulent claiming it, for example, accident insurance and all. Then they will run an anti-fraud algorithm, and they will try to settle this claim instantly, identify the fraudulent claim, and try to fasten up the policies with the customers and the company. So that's how this Lemonade company is digitizing and making conveniently, becoming an interface between the insurer and the insurance company, giving them the hassle-free and giving a higher satisfaction for the customers. So this is one example. Then let's look how AI is used and transforming banking industry. Okay. Today, every bank, even in India, HDFC, ICICI banks, SBI, take any name, all the banks are using AI, right? So in everything, whether it is taking decision on loan, processing your what you call the credit card, retail banking, investment banking, or whether it is treasury or anything, they are basically using the AI. So the 24/7 online banking, they're using chatbots, they are using the the customer representative in the form of AI to give you all this. So banking AI is actually transforming the technology or banking, and in three distinct categories. Utilizing the data which is coming every day, analyzing the data. So utilizing the data in the form of giving more customer satisfaction, AI power to apply the smart analytics to the data, AI power to completely transform the customer engagement with the company. So let's take one example. Let's say there is a person called Jim, a hypothetical business customers who sells steel and aluminum casing. And bank has all the information on Jim, every transaction, what he's doing, because he's an account holder in the bank, who he sells, because he's using the net banking facility of the company, the banking, and who he buy the raw material from. So using AI, this data which of the Jim can be captured, or whatever they're capturing, they analyze this data to assess the Jim borrowing needs and the risk adjustment rate loan for Jim. So they offer the loan to the Jim which has a less risk according to the borrowing and the kind of cash flow, inflow and outflow. The bank can also use ecosystem data to provide value-added service to Jim. They can provide a credit card facility to the Jim, personal loan, business loan at a less interest rate. So the major challenge for Jim is to predict the customer demand. How he can predict. So what the bank can do now, the bank can help using a historical data on the purchase of the Jim, and will use a predictive analytics to help Jim develop a better demand forecasting. So this is how the banks are helping now the customers not only to get loans or credit facility, but also helping them in doing the demand forecasting. So historical data on gym purchase and external data on suppliers will help the gym to do a better demand forecasting. And this is where the bank is helping. Not only this, the bank is also helping the gym to go for a fraud detection on debit card and credit card transactions, right? Like Netflix recommendation system, the bank is also using the AI algorithm to analyze each transaction and the pattern of the transactions and help in doing the fraud detection on the credit card. So this is how the AI is leveraged to do prediction, to do fraud detection, to process the loan application and analyze what is the risk associated when you are giving a loan to a particular person, whether the person will be able to repay the loan to the bank or not, or whether there will be a defaulter, the credit scores, everything is done by the AI now. In India, what is happening? In India, the banks are also using something called vernacular.ai. Vernacular.ai enable the customer to sign and do business in using a WhatsApp or a verbal command and in any language. In India, people are not so keen in doing, I'm not talking about the urban India, I'm talking about rural India. Rural India, you have one challenge that you have to do business transaction in the vernacular language. So how the rural India with the ability to communicate and write message in the vernacular language is somewhere where Indian banks are doing. Now you can transact with any language in Gujarati, in Bihari, in South Indian languages to the bank, and the vernacular AI will translate that into the machine in the language which machine understand, and that's how the process happens. So this is where the Indian banking are using this. So vernacular languages are also extended in Indonesia and United States. The McKinsey company has estimated that this is going to grow very high. So how artificial is disrupting the Indian banking sector? So we wrote a paper on that. So I'm going to discuss how COVID-19, which has brought a lot of crisis, even in the banking industries, have actually enabled the AI to meet those crises and meet those challenges. So according to Forbes, 70% of the financial firms are using machine learning to predict the cash flow and adjust the credit scores. So you have a lot of financial robo-advisors nowadays, and these robo-advisors are financial management platform, which are basically using machine learning algorithm to attend certain day-to-day banking need. For example, SBI is using something called SBI SIA, one of the largest private bank in India. The SBI is using that, and this SIA helps in people applying for home loan, education loan, car loan, or any kind of loan. It provides information. It helps you in filling the forms, giving you all kind of advices that which loan is best for you, what is the rate. It gives you all kind of information. You don't have to visit the bank. You just the chatbot helps you in doing that. And then you have HDFC EVA. HDFC EVA also helps you with certain day-to-day banking need. So you don't have to go to a bank and ask question. You can ask EVA, and the EVA gives all kind of information to you. In thing. Then ICICI Bank, one of the largest private bank in India, they have launched a voice app for Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant. So ICICI new voice app expand the company iPal. iPal is their chatbot, and the AI from pure text chatbot to a customer. So you can just speak to a chatbot through Alexa or maybe through Google Assistant, and it can fulfill your need. So you're sitting at a home, if you have Alexa, you just tell. You have to download that particular skill set, enable that, the ICICI Bank skill set called iPal. And through voice command, you can say, okay, Alexa, tell me, I want a loan. I want a loan, home loan, which is the best term, what is the interest rate, cost, and whether I should go for a floating or a fixed loan. All those kinds of questions you can ask sitting at home, and the ICICI chatbot will answer you through Alexa. Right. So the AI is also used for fraud detection, risk factoring. How much is the risk associated with a particular business loan, personal loan? You know now that the entire India is facing a lot of scam. There's a lot of NPA, non-performing assets, is increasing day by day. The banks, you have heard about Vijay Mallya scam, Yes Bank scam, RBI scam, Nirav Modi scam. So how to reduce that risk? How to do prediction that whether this particular business loan is going to end up in NPA or end up in scam. So how much particular AI also help the banks in complying with regulation by RBI? So that's happening. AI is used in bank for customer services, personalized banking, where it can tell you that, give you offers from the bank on credit card, debit card, or on any kind of services by bank like insurance services. All those kinds are helpful. So let's see now. So I'm going to now show you a bank which is very amazing. So one of the biggest bank or biggest company in the world is called China Construction Bank. You might not have heard about this company, is not so branded, but they are the biggest bank in the world. They're the #1 topmost company in the world. China Construction Bank is a bank in China, but they have branches all over the world. They have one branch in Shanghai, and this branch is fully operated by robots. So let's see that.
What we have here is China's first unmanned bank branches.
Okay, so I'll just stop it here and we'll go to the power sector. Somebody just asked me about energy and sustainable and all. So how AI is used in power sector. So you all know that without electricity, almost all kind of important business activities or personal activity in your house will come to halt. So the goal of the entire power generation and transmission and distribution system is to provide a very reliable power at a lower price. India is also struggling for that. So the challenge in doing so in the generation of power, transmission and distribution at a lower cost is very complex. And and at the same time, there's a concern about climate, right? And there's a high demand of renewable energy, sustainable energy, green energy. All these are becoming disruptive, right? So AI technology is now becoming an important tool in the sector also. And we'll take the example of power generation, especially in terms of the renewable like solar and wind energies. So which is becoming a very important source of power. So to ensure that there is a reliable supply and predict how much output you can get in terms of solar and renewable energy, the AI algorithm now can combine enormous amount of data, meteorological data, and capacity of solar and wind farm to predict the output in hours, several hours in advance. So AI is helping in utilities to optimize the power generation in Norway. Let's take an example of Norway, which relies heavily on hydro energy, the water energy. Despite the abundance of water, Norway is known for water bodies, only a small portion of the water is available for electric generation in Norway. So the algorithm of AI help utilities such as the outdoor energy, and optimize the use of water in mining. AI is also being deployed for prediction in equipment of IoT sensors, which is embedded in all kind of power generations equipments, like in wind farming or in solar farming. And the algorithms are basically analyzing the data to also predict the risk of failure in advance in the equipments and also the failure. So let's take an example of geothermal plant in Japan. So the geothermal plant in Japan utilize predictive diagnostic to automatically spray the chemical agent to avoid turbine shutdown. If the turbine shut down, there is a disruption in the supply of the power. They also use IoT sensors and drones. This is what it is used, the optimizing. So they use the IoT sensors and drones to monitor the electric transmission system. UK National Grid is also using drones equipped with high resolution camera and the infrared cameras to take images of wires and pylons. The computer vision algorithm, the image which comes from the drones, the computer vision algorithm analyze these images and predict the need for preventive maintenance. Like if there is a potential breakdown, it will predict that. So what it will do is the images will predict that there is a possibility of a potential breakdown in few hours, and they will do a preventive maintenance. So there is a no disruption in the power and the energy, which will again provide a lot of damage to the industry. So advantage of this drone lies in their ability to cover a vast area, and it is very inexpensive also. The drone imaginary image, taking is playing a huge crucial role in faster recovering from disasters also, like hurricanes. And transmission, distribution network, all these are making a huge, variation. And the smart meters are used, unlike in India, we are not using that, which detect that how much customers are consuming power. The electricity generation from various sources like solar and wind farm. AI algorithm is also helping in optimizing the electricity from the solar energy. Tesla has one company on this, and they have, the rooftop tiles, which can actually absorb the solar energy and produce electricity. So your sustainable energy, non-renewable energy is happening. Customer with rooftop solar panels can also sell unused electricity to the grid. That is also happening in UK and US. The charging of electrical cars and buses. So distribution grids are happening in this way. The customer can sell whatever is extra energy which is generated through the solar panels. So AI algorithm is helping in distribution of these extra energy generated not only by the companies but also by the customers on their roof with the roof panels, and help them in getting not only money but using those extra energy by the industry or for power for electric car charging. So this is where the people are going ahead with. Again, we will take a case of AI. Google is using the AI to cool their data center. Right now, all companies' data centers generate huge heat, huge energy. They consume a lot of energies. Like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, they have the off-the-site data center in some remote area, and these servers generate a lot of heats. And cooling these require a lot of power again in the data center. So the Google is facing this problem. So what they did, they started using machine learning to meet this challenge of cooling the data center with less power usage, right? So there are a lot of equipment which is there in the data center, like fluid dynamic, air compressor, water economization, monitoring power generators. All those things are there. So the Google is using the AI and machine learning to affect the power usage, and these data centers with the cooling towers, which is also again using a lot of powers to cool down the heat which is generated in the data centers. So there are a lot of factors which are used basically to analyze that how they can reduce the power consumption in the data center and cool the data center with less power consumption. how they can measure the air temperature, the fan speed, the equipment heat generated. And so they are using something called 10 pieces of equipment with 10 settings and 10 billion configuration, which is a little technical in nature. So the simple change in the colder temperature setting, which can impact on the consumption of the power, that is what they are using. So there's an engineer in the Google, his name is Jim Dong, he's a Google engineer, who is using the application of AI. He's very famous, you can see online about him, to data center. And he has come out with one research paper on cooling data centers, where he said that the machine can learn from actual performance using a programming, AI programming, to interpret the consumption of power. And with the help of neural network, they can detect and low down the consumption of the power. That's where they are going ahead with. So this is where they are using it. So this is a prediction, the power consumption. Let's see how it happens.
The fourth manufacturing revolution is going to boost industrial productivity by at least 30%. It presents a $1 trillion opportunity. Tech Mahindra is helping modern enterprises harness the power of artificial intelligence for reducing machine failure, improving quality control, increasing productivity, bringing down the cost of the product substantially, turning your customers into subscribers of new services, creating new opportunities for manufacturers in areas like customer service, maintenance, marketing, logistics, and many more, powered by unique insights from unstructured data by leveraging our cognitive text extraction engine, helping manufacturers run smart customer care, smart dealerships, and smart experience centers for the connected customer using Intellia, our in-house chatbot platform. With Tech Mahindra, manufacturers can now offload the risk of several hours of manual effort in inspecting extremely sensitive and high-cost equipment by deploying drone-enabled cognitive inspections. They can now get a dashboard view, providing immediate insights to human supervisors. Through the Acumus Marketplace, Tech Mahindra offers pre-built AI models that link to employees while handpicking the right partners to develop enterprise solutions to transform business operations. Tech Mahindra's engineering team leverages AI with technologies like advanced robotics and 3D printing. We are helping build factories of the future, which are agile, flexible, and capable of operating on customized multi-product requirements. Tech Mahindra's AI-based automation is empowering manufacturers to achieve up to 80% effort savings with higher accuracy. Bring in next-gen manufacturing with Tech Mahindra. Future Rise with Tech Mahindra.
Okay. So basically, this particular video was showing about smart factories. And the thing about the smart factory is not only it is increasing the efficiency and the productivity, but also reducing the power consumption. Okay. So now the last topic of this particular session is AI and climate. I will just read one question which is posted by Amit Manoj. Ma'am, the consumption and the release of energy is very high. Is it possible to consume less energy and negative energy radiation release can convert into pure energy and the consumption will be less? Radiation which are causing the health issue can be converted into pure energy that can be used for another purpose, right? That is what is happening, Amit, because as I was telling you about the Google data center, which was consuming, and see, the data centers are normally in the outskirts, like factories, because it generates a lot of heat, because there are a lot of servers which are generating heat and radiations, which is not so good for the human health. So now the companies are focusing to convert or to use, firstly, the sustainable energy, which is the solar energy and the wind energy, to run these data center. And also at the same time, they're basically trying to reduce the carbon footprint. That I'm going to discuss in this particular slides now, coming slides, where how AI is trying to reduce the carbon footprint and also the radiation which is emitting from these technologies. and how it is basically reduced, masked, or maybe it is converted into some other form to be consumed as the energy. So this is what we are going to look into, the AI and climate. So we understand the AI for climate change. Most of the companies are researching on this. They are preparing models. They are doing the forecasting. They are also informing the policy and decision maker to optimize the deployment of clean energy infrastructure. So greener technology, which I was telling you about, right? So AI will be a major enabler at the core of climate change technologies. There are multiple benefits which are coming from artificial intelligence in addressing this climate change, issues. AI is capable of impacting decoupling, which we say decreasing environmental harm, including CO2 emission, the carbon dioxide footprint which comes from these equipments. When you're using even a laptop, you are generating a lot of carbon dioxide. You are generating a lot of radiation, which is harmful for us, for the human health and for the environment. So these devices are based on, along with the IoT. The IoT sensor will measure the amount of CO2 emission and the carbon footprint, and will give the data to the AI application. And AI application is trying to reduce those carbon footprint. They can't reduce the emission of this carbon footprint, but how you can prevent the absorption of this particular and destruction of the climate or affecting the climate with the help with these emissions. That is where the AI is working. So we will see some example of that. Now, reducing the carbon footprint of artificial intelligence. So MIT, right, they have a system which cut the energy required for training and running neural network machines in the servers. So MIT researchers have developed a new automated AI system, and which is running the neural network and emitting a lot of carbon footprint. So what they have done is they have improved the computational efficiency of the computer in certain way where the carbon emission by these machines are lowered. So whatever the carbon dioxide footprint is emitting, like you can see here, this is getting reduced with the help of some green technology based on AI. So these carbon footprint, which is emitted from the data centers or from the servers, are being observed by those machines, which reduce the cost, which reduce the damage to the environment and to the human body across it. So so they have IoT sensors. The IoT sensor will measure the carbon dioxide emission or footprint, and there will be some machines. These machines will automatically reduce this emission absorption in the climate, and will direct it to be getting observed or get eliminated by some other machines or other process. This is what is happening. The researchers are also coming up with some kind of a sub-network system, which can train to measure the emission, this harmful emission, and using a computer vision and IoT sensor will try to reduce this emission. Also, if it is emitting, try to eliminate this emission and absorption in the climate. Okay. So what IBM is doing? IBM, along with the Tamil Nadu government, has come up with an innovative cloud-based intelligent operation. And they have a center called Weather Company. They've called themselves as a weather company. So what they're doing is in the coastal area, especially in Chennai, where you have tsunami and all those kinds are happening. So IBM gathered the cloud-based, image from the satellite, and this data used in doing not only the weather forecasting, but any kind of a natural disaster forecasting. And this data combined with the historical data, the image which comes from the satellite, and these images are analyzed with the historical data to predict any kind of natural disasters and any kind of a natural or climate change. So the center is collecting all kind of data from traffic, from health services. Traffic data is also which is generating a lot of pollution. Like for example, in Delhi, there's a lot of pollution which is happening because the burning of weeds and all. So this is the data which the multiple government agencies which are collecting through satellite, through various cameras or whatever ways they have. And these data goes into the IBM Cloud Center in Chennai. And the IBM Cloud Center in Chennai adds analytics to that. And the IBM analytics help in predicting whether there is a storm to strike, whether there is a potential impact of these traffic pollution or factory pollutions or the data center pollutions or the radiations or maybe telecom towers radiations, and what kind of impact, or they will predict that what kind of harmful impact it will have on human health, on the environment, and will give a solution to reduce that with the help of the other kind of greener technology to reduce this climate change, because the climate change is happening because of these emissions, these pollutions, which is impacting the world. So these are the one, which is how the one way the technology is emitting a lot of harmful radiation, but there are greener technology which is trying to reduce and absorb this harmful impact so that it doesn't impact on our environment or human health. So the risk of AI. So what is the risk which is there in the AI? AI is good, everything is good, but there are a lot of risks which you people are also concerned about. So I'll tell you one case in 2019. Nizar Park, he's a person who's shown in the picture, was accused of shoplifting candy from a hotel gift shop in New Jersey. The police identified Nizar Park by running a facial recognition technology. Because in US you have cameras, the cameras, security camera also have a software on facial recognition system. So they run the facial recognition technology on a fake driver license and suspected Nizar, Park as a suspect. And the Park was arrested and held for 10 days. There was a problem. Actually, he was innocent. He was not a person who actually did this. The bank record confirmed that he was 30 miles away at the time when the crime was happening. He was making a purchase in the pharmacy. The police department and the law enforcement was actually using the AI-enabled technology, such as the facial recognition system, to analyze and find who is it. So what they did, they threw the facial recognition system in their database. It matched that Nizar Park was a person who has actually done the crime, whereas he has not done. The facial recognition system, which is also using machine learning technique to identify, collect, and evaluate the facial characteristic, so they can match the database of the photo of the people in the database and come out with who's the criminal behind it. So there was a bias. So leading AI researcher also said that the facial recognition system sometimes can come up with certain bias. And there can be an error. The error can actually go to up to 34.7%, right? Like for the error in the terms of skin color or the facial hairs or those kinds. So this is the, the biasness or discrimination, algorithm biasness, which can help, which can basically do some kind of a repeated error in the system. Like I gave you one error in the facial recognition system. So there is a kind of a risk of false positive. I was telling you yesterday about false positive and false negative. So algorithm bias can lead an innocent person being arrested. Let's consider one more example. Amazon in 2018 developed a machine learning algorithm to identify the best candidate for a job. The model was trained on a data drawn from various resumes submitted to Amazon over a period of 10 years. And the team believed that they can develop a model which can identify relevant skill and an ideal candidate for a particular job in Amazon. And they have trained the male candidate, preferably basically the model, what it did was, it was trained that male candidate were more preferable than female candidate. So by analyzing the data from the resume, most of which are submitted by men, the model learned to favor the male candidate, even though the female candidate had a better skills and the capability. But it overlooked because there was a model was trained on like that. So Amazon never put, when they found that there was a kind of biasness which was happening toward the male candidate, and they were preferred over the female candidate by using that particular AI software, they actually stopped using that. Okay, they didn't use it. Similarly, LinkedIn, Career Builder, a lot of the sites on jobs also found that when they were using AI, it had certain kind of biasness toward gender. The job recommendation algorithm was doing some kind of biasness, and this biasness was not helping them to come out with a transparent and accurate selection process. So this is one example of that which was happening, as I said. So even if you talk about the privacy and security, the AI system can contact with certain kind of a personal and sensitive data. The search engine query in the mobile device also come account of several data, like for example, your WhatsApp data and all. So there are a lot of things like self-driving car example. Self-driving car also can be trained to recognize a stop sign, when to stop on the signal and to complete stop. So there can be a biasness also in that. So AI system can actually cause serious risk. And in order to mitigate those risks, there should be a lot of kind of things which can done. For example, in the autonomous car, you can have a risk of attack. Somebody can hack the data and manipulate the data, manipulate the source code to do something else. So you are calling the car, but somebody can hack your data on the cloud server and manipulate the program to make the car go and do some accident or get involved in some crime. So those kinds of risks are already there, right? So here I'm going to stop. I'm open for questions now. I'm going to send some, what you call the learning material for you today to Harinakshi and ma'am, and she will send it to you. Let me look into some questions. So if there is any question, you can ask me. Okay, ma'am, is there any backup data to deal with AI if it goes wrong in the future? Yes. Sai Vikrant, see, nowadays we have cloud servers. Most of the companies keep the backup data not only in their own data servers, but also in the cloud of some other company. Like, for example, one of the biggest example is the Twin Tower attack in America, right? The Twin Tower attack which happened where the terrorists attacked the Twin Towers. So the Verizon company had a data center and a backup data center in the Twin Tower. They lost all the data. Data lost means everything lost. So now the companies have started a practicing of having a cloud server. They rent the cloud servers of maybe Amazon or any other company, and they keep a backup data, which we also sometimes they have a floating backup data also. So that's not a problem. So that's not a big issue at all. So again, Sai Vikrant, he's a very good student. He's asking a lot of questions. So, I'm proud of you, Sai Vikrant, that you are taking in charge of your own learning. What happens when a program that can rewrite its own code diverges from the intention of its creator and then achieve its goal? That can happen. You take an example of Sophia, the robot which has got the citizenship of Saudi Arabia, the first robot to get a citizenship. If you see that she has an ability to rewrite certain codes, the self-learning code, capability. She was once asked by the interview that what is your aim in future? Do you like humans? And she said, no, I want to destroy. I want to develop an army of robots to destroy the human being. So what do you do then? But the creator can always have a control. See, AI is based on the 3 principles. There is no legal framework of AI. There are 3 principles which are basically followed by everybody. And these 3 principles that AI cannot harm human beings. AI should always help human being. And if AI start destructing human being or cause any harm to human being, it can be destroyed. So human beings who are creators, if they find that there is a AI who has self-developed to harm human being or do something which is they are not supposed to do, the creator can always control and make the AI do what they want the AI to do. So there is always, till today, whatever AI is created, whether it's in the form of a software or it's in the form of robotic or anything, they are all in the control of human being. If they develop something which is causing a harm or which is making them do something which they are not, which is not desirable, they are being destructed. They're being destroyed. So that's based on those principles. So Amit Manoj is asking, ma'am, the consumption and the release of energy is very high. Is it possible to consume less energy and the negative energy release? He's very much, I think he's an environmentalist. See, Amit, you can develop a system where a particular equipment or a machine generate less energy, consume less energy, and generate less radiation. Right? That is where every company is moving towards, and that's how we are moving towards the electric cars now. India is also promoting so that it can reduce the pollution, it can consume less energy, renewable energy, it can also produce less harm to human being. So we are developing toward that. So maybe there are machines which will consume less electrical powers or less forms of energy. They may run on solar energy, they may cool down, they may emit less radiation. The world is doing, there's a set of people doing research on that. There are a set of technologies which is taking care of that. So it's already in place. The data centers are running on solar energy and wind energy. So automatically it is radiating less radiation and harmful radiation. But then again, when you are doing network equipments, there where the 5G and 6G, when it is coming, there will be some harmful radiation which is coming up. So there should be a kind of a discoveries or innovation which has to be worked on and researched on to combat with these harmful radiation. Can artificial intelligence dominate the human race? Yes, Abdullah, it can, if we don't try to make artificial intelligence more powerful than us. Stephen Hawking, and see their videos. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, they all say that, okay, we are the creator of artificial intelligence, but we should not create a machine which will become more powerful than human intelligence. And physically they can be powerful, but mental capability, if it exceed human intelligence, then they start developing their own, like how Chitty did in Robot movie. So they can develop their own, they can create more, destruction than construction. So we should not progress AI in the field of something where they destruct human race. There is a possibility because what you see in the movie, the science fiction movie, can become a reality if we don't pay attention to those development and advancement. So AI should be for the benefit of human beings, should be under the control of the creators, should not be meant for destruction of human race. But as we are seeing that how the AI is progressing, not only with IQ, but also with EQ, there is a necessity to develop SQ, spiritual quotient. But my question always remain one, which I always try to find answer, that can we build the consciousness in the AI? Human beings have conscious mind and subconscious mind. We are ruled, our decisions are ruled by ethical biasness, by moral obligation, what we have learned from our parents, or the value system. Can we develop that? And that's where the consciousness comes. Where you have a consciousness, when you do something, your consciousness tells you, no, this is not good. This is not right. This is morally wrong. So AI, we cannot develop that consciousness in AI. I don't think that's the thing which God can do. I don't know if human being will become God someday, and they can develop those kinds of consciousness in the AI, which is not possible. There's something which only God can create. Human being can't create. So we have to know what is the limit, what kind of, where we can draw a line, right? So any other question? So, okay, fine now. Ma'am, Arinakshi ma'am, I'm going to send you a file today. Please send it to the teachers. Maybe they can distribute it to the students. And if the students feel that they should go ahead and explore more, because there's so many things which they can explore. I've not covered how AI can be used, how AI is used in HR, how AI is used in finance, more about it, how AI is used in production, in marketing. Marketing, I will definitely cover one because that's very interesting. Students should know about it. So let them read those reading material if they wish to. There's no compulsion. And if they want to learn more, there are good researched, reading references which we have made, and these are from industry also experts, very deliberately and intentionally selected articles and reading material. It can help them if they want. Okay, and by next session, if we can get the group, it is good. So we'll wind off now. No more questions. Okay, fine then. Thank you. Have a nice weekend to all of you. Bye.
Thank you, madam. Bye.